Len Haggerty here at New Generation Lacrosse, and here to talk to you a little bit today about giving 100% of the time. I had an athlete where would come in for workouts, was a good athlete, and would work hard. However, there was always a little bit of hesitation. Maybe not hesitation, but you knew you could get a little bit more out of her. And her father came to me one time and said, "Hey, Len, she goes to practice. She seems to be, one of the better ones on the team. Um, but for some reason, she just doesn't show her full potential during practice, and kind of see it in games sometimes. And oftentimes, sometimes when I'm here watching her with you guys, you're always on her about, push it a little bit more. You can work a little bit harder. You kind of are able to get into her head a little bit and get it a little bit more out of her." And so had a conversation with her at one point, and it was just like, so what's going on? It's kind of been brought to our attention, from your dad, and he said he's had the conversation with you himself, but you just don't seem to be working as hard as you can all the time. And I know that we here are always on you, but we work with different athletes, so it kind of happens at different points that we working with athletes in terms of getting the most out of them. But just wanted to bring up the conversation, and she said, well, at practice, it's one of those things where, I don't always 100% because it's kind of, I don't want to be embarrassed. Well, what do you mean embarrassed? Well, I don't want to be the one that ruins it for the team, and I kind of want to be able to be in the mix of everyone else. If I push it too hard, then they're going to be on me about pushing too hard and kind of, brown nosing. And I was flabbergasted that an athlete would tell me that it's embarrassing to go 100% because their teammates would kind of look down on her. And so ultimately, the idea is you have to give 100% of the time. If you're expecting to get the most out of yourself, most out of your athletic potential, get the most out of your teammates, and if you have any hopes at playing at the next level, the collegiate level, if you're a high school athlete or even a junior high athlete, they're going to make sure you're giving 100% of the time, and you need to give 100% of the time. You're only going to be as good as much as you push yourself. If you don't practice and don't work out 100% of your effort, you're going to play that way, and it brings down the whole team. The old saying goes, the team is only as strong as the weakest player. Well, kind of true. And so if there's this notion that the whole team and or yourself is kind of like just trying to go through the motions to get by because practice may be hard, or because you don't want to have to overexert yourself for whatever reasons, you're not. You have to give 100% effort. It only makes you better. It makes your team better. And you have to make sure that you push your teammates to give 100% of the time. That's what makes a team, is to push each other. The coach can only do so much, and it has to be within the athletes to get the most out of each other. So when you're into your workouts, whether you're training willingness, and that we've talked about in other discussions, you have to give it your all, because that's what's going to happen. So if you have an opportunity to play later on in the season, in the postseason, and you're tired, you know how to reach down deep and to give it your 100%. If you can't, then their outcome probably will not be what you were hoping it to be. So again, give 100% effort 100% of the time in your workouts. Whether you're not looking to get into the workout, you're just tired that day, you still give it your all. You're at practice, it's hot outside or cold outside or it's raining. You have to give 100% 100% of the time. So that way, when you get into a game situation, A, makes the games easier, and two, you're going to get the most out of yourself. Your teammates are going to get the most out of you. The teammates are going to get the most out of themselves. Therefore, the team gets the most out of their all potential. So, once again, the final message, give 100% 100% of the time. I'm Len Haggerty at New Generation Lacrosse. Thank you.